Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to episode 4 of FTB Infinity Evolved Skyblock mode. The compressed cow has come of age, and he's apparently laid an egg. That's a little creepy. It's time to uncompress him. To do that, we just kill him. But first, I want to put looting on my weapon here. I can put looting on the Matic, and I think it just functions as if I put the Tinker's Construct version of looting, I think it functions as both fortune and looting. So, let's... Oh, right. Lapis in this version, you apply it one piece at a time. I think you can still apply blocks, thankfully. Yeah. So you can do a block and a single piece at the same time, or 10 lapis at a time. Anyways, it takes 450 to get Fortune 3, but I think if we just start here... Oh, no. You need a certain amount before you even get Fortune 1. Let's see exactly how much it is. Don't have it yet. Uh-oh, I'm starting to think we might not get it. Modifiers Lapis 70. Still doesn't say I have Fortune, huh? Ah, here we go. So right when we go from 90 to 100, we get Fortune 1. Because I'm pretty sure it also works as looting because it's the same modifier that goes on weapons for Tinker's Construct weapons, right? So I'm not going to go any more than that because this is all the lapis I have and I might need it for something else. So we did get Fortune 1 on it though. Let's go uncompress a cow. Oh neat, I was running by here and I saw that there's a thin layer of resident ender in my smeltery. Finally an enderman is spawned in here. Aha! I'll leave that in there in liquid form. We'll use that to make Enderium down the line. Let's take a look at what's in here too. Another 8 ender pearls? Neat. We have our ender pearls taken care of for a little while. Alright cow, time to uncompress. Ha! Anyways, I need 3 pieces of leather, so I'm gonna spat cows until I get 3 leather. There we go. And then we can make a conveyor belt to make our plates with 1 ingot each. 3 leather for 8 conveyor belts. These can also transport items if needed, although well, it's conceivable we'll use them for item transport, who knows. Now I need to get the piston, which I know is around here somewhere. And then it's time to put together the metal press. I think I know how to do this off the top of my head. Kind of working off memory here, so maybe it'll be wrong. But I'm pretty sure that's the metal press. All I need to do is turn the piston. If I can find my hammer in here. My organization system needs an upgrade too. Then again, when is that not true in the packs I'm playing? Alright, rotate you, oopsies, like that. No, that's not right. I was close. So instead of the engineering block being there, the scaffolding here and the engineering block goes above the metal press, or the piston. Voila. Voila! Alright, now I just need to get power to it. So I'm going to make some of those connectors from industrial immersive engineering, and then just put it on the metal press. In this version of Minecraft, these immersive engineering wires, or kit connectors, they both do not shock you, and do not need connectors in between. Like you can directly connect, or don't need relays in between. You can directly connect connectors to each other, like so. Whereas in future versions of Minecraft, it's been changed such that these wires zap you if you touch it. Connectors can only have one connection, so if you want to split it, you need relays. It's so much more of a hassle. I like this version better. Anyways, now we have our metal press. We still need the metal press mold, so let's get a plate mold. Your first mold is a little pricey. It's 4 steel plates around any plate, so that's basically 10 pieces of steel, or 8 pieces of steel and 2 pieces of something. I guess we'll use copper. Afterwards, I also make a gear mold because I want to make gears more easily than having to melt stuff down in the smeltery as well. It's the same resource efficiency, 5 to 1. Can I not make steel plates this way? Awkward. That unfortunately does appear to be the case, though. I should have looked at this before I made my metal press. Making a metal press, or making steel plates, requires either a metal press or a rolling machine, but the rolling machine has a bunch of steps in it too. And the refined iron plate from industrial engineering, which is effectively a steel plate. It has a steel plate or dictionary tag, requires either a metal former block cutting machine or metal press. So I think the first plate maker you make is either the metal former or the rolling machine. And I think the rolling machine is only a little bit easier. Well, okay, it's a fair bit easier. It's 4 iron gears, 4 pistons, and a tin electron tube. So let's change gears and make a rolling machine. It'll take a whole lot of bronze because the rolling machine needs a Thermionic Fabricator, right? And this is like infinite bronze per. So I have a bunch of tin and copper in my inventory, and I'm going to hammer it all down. The outcome of this is a whole lot of copper and tin dusts. For now, I'll put them away. We'll put the tin away. It's a 3 to 1 ratio of copper to tin. So hopefully all this can fit in here. Now there's a couple somewhat subtle quirks about the 1.7 smeltery. First of all, when anything melts, it automatically goes to the top of the smeltery. That's the way it's always been, if the new fluid is not inside. However, if an alloy forms, for some reason, alloys form at the bottom of the smeltery, which means if you have any auto pour out, they'll automatically get poured. Which, I mean, I guess you could say it's a feature. In any event, the other nice thing, though, is that the smeltery forms alloys instantly. So I'm putting a lot of stuff in here, but as soon as the copper melts, the tin will melt first. But as soon as the copper is all molten, it will turn into the bronze instantly instead of slowly over time. You can see here, it's the second when the copper melts. There's 40 tin ingots, and bam, instantly 160 bronze ingots. All right, so I want to turn most of that into gears, with some of it into blocks or ingots, but easier to cast it as blocks and then turn them into ingots afterwards. Well, that's annoying. The ingots you get from blocks are different from the ingots you get from casting ingots. So I don't know. I changed my mind too. I figured I'll only cast 4 of them as gears because that's all I need for now. And turning ingots into gears later will be very simple. All right. So 4 of those gears makes the casing. And we're halfway there. Now I just need a gold chest. Alright, so this is going to use all my iron and gold, unfortunately. Gold and iron. I could have enough iron. Iron? Uh-oh. 22 is enough, if only barely. Alright, that's 8 iron plates and 8 gold plates. So I'll make me an iron chest, then a golden chest. These chests are just larger storage inventories. There, here, I'll even put one down. I think they're the same size as they are, like in 1.12 versions, but I'm not 100% sure about that. In an event, it's functionally the same thing. All right, there's our Thermionic Fabricator. So this machine's a little unique in that it always draws power, and it needs to be fed with a little bit of sand. Its passive power draw is not terribly high, but our passive power, our power production is terribly low. So I think you can turn it off by giving it a redstone signal. Let me confirm that really quick. Yep, it causes it to be disabled. All right, for now, I want to throw some sand in here. And there, the machine will heat up to melt the sand, and we can use it to make our, tin electron tube. That's some tin ingots and redstone. I don't think I've ever seen a tin ingot this, dark before. Usually more white, right? I looked at this, I was like, wait, that's not tin. That almost looks like the bronze. All right, whatever. Small nitpicks. In any event, I have my tin now, so let's put the recipe in here. Oh, it looks like it doesn't heat up until after I have a valid recipe in. So now it starts heating up. So the red bar has to get up to here. While it's heating up, it uses quite a bit of power. I think it's up to 40 or 50 RF a tick. To maintain temperature, it uses a bit less than that. But again, a bit less than 50 RF a tick, think like 10 RF a tick, right, is still half of our power generation. So we can't keep it running. But anyways, let's get it up to heat. Almost there. And once it's warmed up, it should just spit out our electron tubes. There we go. Alright, good enough. You can turn off now. Alright, I got 8 total. That'll do for the time being. In the meantime, I've been continuing to process a stack of gravel every now and then. Basically, whenever I feel like this machine has probably finished its previous stack. And I'm working my way up to those 2 diamond blocks that I need. Does this put me at? Ooh, we're really close now. 16 out of 18 diamonds. And finally, it's time for 1 rolling machine. So, let's take this, and I'll need 8 total steel. It does make 1 plate per ingot, but I need 8 plates right now. Anyways, put it here, get some power. When you put the recipe in, it doesn't craft the first set unless you click, not that button, click here. It stores this as like a ghost image for automation purposes. So in the future, you can input more items. If I put all 8 in at once, it would craft the second set automatically. So that, if I wanted to do automation, then I just have it set to like each machine will automate a single recipe. As a result, it's a little difficult to automate because, 1 machine per recipe is a little clunky, but it's not the worst. Anyways, if I do that, that not the plate mold recipe? Wait a second. Plate steel. These steel plates do not have the plate steel ore. Oh my gosh, Jimmy, you're the biggest idiot on this planet. Well then, Jimmy, you made a rolling machine to make steel plates that... What do these do? Who knows? I may or may not ever need these. Oh, they make feed stations. There we go. You know what? I'm going to make a feed station because I've already made my steel plates. Thankfully, our mob farm has carrots in it, so I grabbed some carrots from here. Feeding station well, you can probably guess what it does. It feeds mobs. So if I get some wheat and my feeding station, over to our... I guess it's an animal farm now. It was just meant to be a spawning platform at first, but... Oopsies. Don't want that right next to the fence, otherwise mods can jump out. Put it next to the water, I guess. Here, we'll put it over the water. Not over the water. I don't want baby mobs falling into the water, It's a safety thing. Put this here, and look at that. It automatically feeds the cows. What a feature. Alright, well, I don't need a feeding station, but I have one now. It's my fault that I didn't apparently check that steel plates are not the right steel plate. I'm sorry. The good news is, not all was wasted. That Thermionic Fabricator I made is still needed to make these Buildcraft lasers. So this is going to take some of those precious diamonds that we have. I think it's going to take a lot of these. I need to make diamond gear, which is a gold gear. So I need to melt some gold first. But we need a diamond gear for the table. 1 table can handle up to like a dozen recipes. And we need some number of lasers. For now, I'll just do, you get 4 electron tubes at a time, so I'll make 2 lasers. This hurts. Takes 5 diamonds to make those electron tubes, and then another 4 on the gear, and 1 for the other part of the assembly table. And that sets me back to 6 diamonds on my slow trip up to 18. Alright, there we go. I also need a fair amount of obsidian. This is 6 plus 2 at the bare minimum, and to make 2 lasers, I'm gonna need another 2, so 10 pieces. I only have 2 right now, and I just got 1 more bucket of lava here, and this one has basically no lava in it at all. I haven't been making lava the whole time because this isn't automated. I have to put cobblestone in there, and I forgot to do so. but this is a good chance to make a better lava generator than this. So right now, this thing generates lava at 1x speed, and it needs auto or manual input of cobblestone into here. Let's make a lava/obsidian generator that's a little bit less bad. Step 1 is a better heat source. So once I get a bucket of lava, there we go, I can turn that into a, not obsidian, but netherrack this time. Put it in a barrel and right-click it with redstone. It uses up one piece of redstone and gives you a piece of netherrack. Then I need a way to light it on fire, so let's make a flint and steel, which I believe is actually a flint and steel. I have no flint. There we go. Melting cobblestone in over a fire is significantly faster than doing it over a torch. I guess I just demonstrate. Is this a fine place for it? I guess it is. So we'll replace that with this, light it on fire, and you can see the melting speed is now 3x. Much better. The next upgrade to fire is blazing pyrotheum. So I think it's something like it's 5x if it's if it's a flowing block, and 8x or something if it's a source block. We can actually almost make this too. Right, we have coal, we just have to pulverize it somehow. I'm sure there's some way to pulverize it by hand. I guess the grindstone from the grindstone can do it. But anyways, the one thing we don't have is leptotine, which I think does come from sifting sand. Yeah, so far I've never sifted any sand yet. Everything if I needed, I've been sifting either gravel or dust. So no leptotine yet. But anyways, 3x melting speed will do for now. To actually move fluids around, I'm going to use Extra Utilities transfer nodes. Extra Utilities, as of this, this is Extra Utilities 1, right? It's significantly different from Extra Utilities 2 insofar as there's no grid power. Although I guess you don't need grid power just for transfer nodes in Extra Utilities 2 anyways. But we can just use these as is, more or less. So if I just slap this right here, this will pull lava out of that and put it into, I'll just reuse this barrel, I guess, a barrel. It's important to cover your barrel up, not just to keep the water from flowing out, but if you don't put a cover on it, then eventually when it rains, the barrel will fill with water instead of lava, and this whole system will get stuck. So, voila, a Obsidian Generator. Now this is still not fully automated because I have to manually supply cobblestone into there, but while I could put a cobble generator there right now, I think I'm just not going to bother because I'm lazy. We'll make a good portable cobblestone generator later. For the time being, I'll just fill this up with a fair bit of cobble. That'll make, I don't know, enough obsidian for now. This one I can't really replace the lava there with fire because that lava is also part of my cobble gen. So whatever, this is running 3 times as fast. We'll get I'm up to 5 pieces of obsidian of a bare minimum of 8 to get started. Do I have a bucket in here? Oh, we're up to 6. All right, it'll be a couple minutes then for me to get the last couple pieces, I think. A couple minutes later, I'm up to 8 pieces of obsidian, which is enough to get started. So, 1 assembly table and 1 laser. The laser needs power, so let's put it over here by our power. The table does not, as far as I know. So the laser points at the table. The table has a pretty significant range, but I don't know exactly how big it is. Anyways, onto this table, let's see, we need a iron and redstone. So let me go get some iron. Uh, 5 ingots left. All right, that'll do. Well, no, that won't. That'll do for this, but we're going to need more to make iron plates. All right, so when you put resources in, it tells on the right side, it shows you all the items that are craftable from it. So like a redstone can make a redstone chipset, whereas iron and redstone can make an iron chipset. You click it, and the laser starts lasing it. Laser? There we go. Took it a second to realize. I guess it was work to do. But each laser contributes 40 RF a tick, and you can effectively have as many lasers as you can pack around this thing. The maximum rate is very high. But anyways, with this, it, laser pew pew, gets energy into here, and 200k RF later, we have an iron chipset, which we'll use to make the machine frame. I'm just gonna queue up a few. Now when it's done, it literally spits the item out the top. If you put an inventory on top of the assembly table, it gets placed in there instead of dropped in world. Alright, so it's gonna take it, looks like 2 or 3 minutes to craft one of these. Actually, it'll end up probably being longer than that because I don't think I have 200k RF in internal buff. No, it looks like I do have 200k in internal buffers. These extraction pipes have, these kinesis pipes have about 40k each, plus a little bit in here. I do need to refuel these again. Just to speed things along, I made a second laser. So as you can see, as the laser warms up, it changes color. So when it's operating at full speed, it's blue. And now we're going at 80 RF a tick. So this is far faster than our generators can handle, which means once we're out of these internal buffers, it probably slows down. So we get one chipset made relatively quickly, and the other 4 will take their sweet time. Doesn't help that there's also this thing consuming 40 RF a tick. Huzzah! One chipset is done, and it seems like our lasers have indeed slowed down to a meager 2 RF a tick. I don't know how this thing actually... Oh, did I leave this running? No, this is disabled. Yeah, I don't know how these pipes split energy, but it doesn't seem to be very evenly. Because if a laser is only getting 2, well, whatever. This will very slowly craft the other 4. We'll help it out later once we generate more RF. We only need 1 for now. So anyways, with that 1, I need some iron, which I am still melting. Alright, cast this iron for me. I need 16 iron ingots to make 8 plates. Hopefully we're nearing the end of the use of the forge hammer to make these plates. Alright, so this is a machine frame, a basic machine casing. Nice. Then I need to turn it into a metal former. So this is going to take a bit more. There's another plate there. There's insulated copper cable. Let's start with, I guess I need to make a lot of copper wire, right? Because this also uses copper wire. So for now, I think the only thing I can do is take a copper plate and cut it. So that's why I made 3 more of these to make cutters. And 60 uses. Jeez, that's an awful deal. All right, I need copper for plates. $15 plates. If I cut these, gets me 30 wires. No clue if that's enough. Probably a little bit short. In this version of Minecraft, Industrial Craft has its own issues, and namely, for some reason, it registers its shaped crafting as shaped IC2 crafting, as opposed to everyone else who just that's shapeless, but this is regular shaped crafting. Anything that is shaped IC2 crafting, you cannot shift click into a crafting table. It just doesn't work. Like I can have, all the materials in my inventory, and if I take this, click the button, right? The question mark button works as fine. It draws the ghost items for you. But if you shift click it, it's like, nah, I'm good. Thanks, I'm not going to do it. So it's good to know that despite all this time passing, IC2 continues to remain the one mod that is always a pain to use. Thanks, IC2. All right, those are my coils, toolboxes. Oh boy. There you go. A couple of toolboxes. And these don't stack, I think. Do they? Oh, they actually have an inventory. I guess that's why they don't stack. And last but not least, the circuit. So in order to make the circuit, I need rubber. I'm going to see if I can get the Mine Factory Reloaded rubber. So this is just smelting raw rubber, which comes from the rubber wood when you chop the tree. So if I could get a rubber sapling, do I happen to have one again? I have the IC2 rubber sapling, but I need okay, so I need to sift some dirt to try to get a rubber seed. Well, I sifted a whole stack of dirt, and last I checked, I didn't have a rubber sapling yet. Yeah, no rubber saplings in here. I got various other saplings, melon seeds, grass, acacia, sugarcane acorns, birch, and potatoes. Decidedly no rubber though. Oh well. Given that then, I'll just use the IC2 rubber tree, and we'll make tree taps for it. For manual rubber harvesting the IC2 tree versus the MFR tree, it's not a big deal, but it's just when it comes to automation, it's so much easier to automate the Mine Factory Reloaded tree, because all you have to do is literally cut the logs. In order to harvest the sap from trees, you need a tree tap, and you need to grow IC2 rubber trees. So here's a bunch of them grown. I got rid of, well, almost all the leaves. And you're looking for these glowy little orange bits. You right click it once, and some tap flies off the tree. It flies off at approximately the terminal velocity of a brick, so it flies off very quickly. Sometimes getting launched quite far. So it's a little annoying to pick it up, but your goal is to get as much of this as you can. Now, after you hit it once, there is a little, if you look very closely anyways, there's a little bit left over. You can hit each node twice in a row if you like. But, so here, if you look here, there's like a little dark ring left over. If you only hit it once though, that dark ring will eventually recover and put more sap there. If you hit it a second time, it goes away forever. So, generally speaking, unless you're, done with your tree farm, you just do it once and let it grow back a little bit later. Alright, so that's... looks like about all I'm going to get in one pass. Some of these trees might actually have 0 nodes on them. I didn't bother checking. In any event, here's 31 sticky resin. So this can be smelted into 1 rubber, or later, when you get an extractor, you can get 3 per. But we don't have an extractor yet. So it is 1 per for now. We're processing it into rubber. We can cover some cables with it. I think it's 6, right, for a circuit. And then I need an iron plate. With any luck, this will be the very last plate we make with the hammer. And then... aha, electric circuits. In the long run, you definitely want to batch craft these, because you use a lot of them. But I definitely don't want to do that while I'm, getting 1 copper cable, or 1 copper cable per ingot, whereas later I can get 3 copper cables per ingot. Ooh, fancy. All right, so that should be this, and of course, you can't shift click it in. And oops, 1 of these, 3 of these. All right, haha, a metal former. So this is being an IC2 machine, accepts IC2 energy, not RF. How do I trick it into accepting RF, you ask? Well, you see it doesn't connect there. If I use... there's my cables. Let me get some connectors again. If I use the immersive engineering connectors, those connectors actually transform between RF and EU in this version of Minecraft, which is pretty convenient. Good luck finding them though, Jimmy. Ah, here they are. Alright, so we can just use this to connect to here. Get some of my cables connect here to there. And as you can see, it's very slowly, very, 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 very slowly getting power. But I can put, well, I guess, does it run backwards? No, IC2 machines do not run backwards without power. So it very slowly is able to make plates for me now. But I don't need an iron plate right now. I need a couple steel plates to power this machine on. But perhaps even more importantly, I need the shaft here to make water wheels. So I need 3 of these total. Their extruding mode is that the extruding mode for a block. And it looks like it'll take a little while with the low amount of energy it's getting. Maybe I could cancel this. Yeah, just cancel this so this stops getting energy. Not that this was using a particularly high amount of energy in the first place. Really all the energy is going into here. Are these, do they also have fuel? Yep. Alright then. I'm gonna get a couple more blocks of iron and just wait for that thing to make 3 shafts, I guess. Always found it strange that IC2 uses these toolboxes as a progress bar. Why toolboxes? I mean, I'm not saying it's like a bad choice, it's just strange. Anyways, I can put redstone here to speed it up a little bit. Redstone's pretty hard to come by though, because you have to sift dust, so I don't, don't really want to waste a lot of it. But here we go, 3 shafts. with these, I can now turn these water wheel segments into actual water wheels. And with that, I have 3 water wheels and a kinetic dynamo. Huzzah. But that seems to be all the time for today. So we'll wrap things up here. Tomorrow we'll come back and put our kinetic dynamo to use and start generating power passively. Not only will it not take fuel like these generators do, although these generators don't use a lot of fuel, but the big thing is it'll produce a lot more power. And that's only 1 water wheel. And all in all, I'll probably make a couple more later. But that's a problem for the future. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.